education can only enhance the human resource development. That is why the terminology, the marriage of HRD and education is given. If this both are accompanied together, combined together, then only there will be the development of a country, therefore the development of a global way. Okay, so education is an important investment in HRD. Next, strategic work-based learning opportunities offer business and industry and other organizations an opportunity to revolutionize HRD and move training and development into an even more vital role as we move into the 21st century. What is strategic work-based learning opportunities? Like when you are planning, for an example, in our B.Ed colleges, what we are planning according to the syllabus and curriculum. We are not planning out of that. What will the student will gain after those things? If we are doing stray lessons, or if we are block teaching, or what is the gist of those things? These things will be useful in the future or not? So these question marks are always there. So what we can improve as a teacher trainee in the class? What innovations we can bring in the class? So let us see what are they. For an example, when you are in the classroom, nowadays the ICT has been such a use in the classrooms that we have latest methods in approaching the students. PowerPoint presentations, software programs, all this contributes to the latest innovation, and this cultivate the mental brain of the individuals in the class, and it later contribute to the development of an individual also. So slowly and slowly these processes are coming into existence. Rather than teaching by chalk and talk, we should use innovative methods of teaching so that it can have a brainstorming exercise in the class. So which are those methods? Let us see. If we are talking about in teaching language, especially English language, so which are the methods of teaching English language? So there are many methods given. For an example, if you are teaching poetry, how we learn poetry is like teacher will explain the theme of the poem, teacher will explain the about the author, introduction of the author, the explanation of the stanzas, and these monotonous things are going on. But ultimately what is more important when you recite a poem, when you know about a poem, is the creativity, how you can write a poetry by yourself in a particular theme. So what the teacher has to do, the teacher has to teach with an innovation in that thing, so that the creative development, which is also one of the component in HRD, contributes to it. Second thing, when you teach again a play, 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 then what is more important is that, let us see, teaching of a play. Tell it all, please. If we are teaching a play, this particular thing, so either we are teaching through some characters, or enactment of the characters, or like this. But what is more important is to teach them through model of dramatization. What is model of dramatization? Model of dramatization means once you explain the characters are of different types. They can be minor, they can be major. There are buffoonic characters or comic characters. Secondly, the settings, about the settings. Settings means where it has been done. Which are the places where it is in the courtroom, it is in the palace, or it is in the other place, or the garden. So which is the setting act wise? Then you can say about the theme that is running in all the acts, whether it is a romantic comedy, it is a tragic, or whether it is a romance. So all you can teach them is about the minutest details of characters, settings, and the theme. So once the students comes to know about what the play arounds, how many of we remember about all the play that we have learned in the class? No, we can hardly remember Shakespeare's 2 or 3 plays. But what is the essence of that, or what are the settings of that, what are the important characters contribute to that? We can name only the major characters. We hardly remember the minor characters. So what the defect is, we are not teaching those things properly, or we are not using the innovation properly. So there are models of lot of things like models of dramatization. This ultimately will make the students more vocal in their process. So all those things which are important for like human resource development, like the components of social development, cultural development, political development, economic development. In all this we have to contribute about the values, the moral values, the democratic values. Apart from that, all this we have to have remember the virtues, okay, values and the ingredients of the creativity and all lot of things. So all this can only be developed if we have innovations in teaching methods. If we take into other example, if we take into other examples like teaching of a prose, teaching of a prose. So how we can teach the prose? So we have this routine thing, paragraph reading or explaining the things, but better we teach through direct method or through advanced organizer, so it can further help in the creativity as well as the logical thinking of the child, and this will definitely contribute in making more thing interesting. The same is with the other methods, name it like if you are teaching science, if you are teaching maths or any other such things, we have to make them more innovative in their subject so that they can have a progression in their thoughts. There should not be a stagnancy in their thought, like okay, this is a burden, I have to learn it, I have to mug it up, rather than understanding the proper essence of all those things. So what we have to do, that what HRD says, that we want good human resource, and good human resource are planned from the classroom itself. So once you train the students properly at a proper way and they make out of something, then that is the contribution for HRD. So we as a teacher are the we say that we are the torch bearers of the society, we can improve, we can reform, all those things are seen, but what innovations we are bringing, or how we are satisfying our students, or why we should come up to the level of their learning level so that we can understand them properly, we can use innovation in their our teaching method, and this ultimately will help in the growth and development of the child. And if there if one set of classroom is of good qualitative students, ultimately slowly and slowly all the schools, all the classes, all the colleges will have a good human resource. So again, what is the repetition of this thing is that human resource development, this is learning, skill, information, potentialities, abilities, capacities, inherent talents, and all this can be cultivated only and only in the classrooms, and it is in the hands of the teachers how they can do it more wisely, more properly. And in this all this process, what is more important is the development of an individual, and if the development of the individual is done properly, it will again gain to the human resource development. So we can bifurcate and see in the top that learning is important, and learning have based on skill, information, knowledge, what is cultivated, potentialities, skill, and skill again there are bifurcation, that what skills here, it may be a creativity, attitude, aptitude, appreciation. Then we have the very good thing, that is of the values. What a country needs is the democratic values, moral values, aesthetic values, national values, and all these contribute to human resource development. And for all these we have education as a tool for human resource development. So what is more important is learning, cultivation of all these things, and values. Learning, if we see, we have skill, we have information, we have knowledge. All the three comes only through this particular thing, that is education. When we talk about the potentialities, how we can develop the potentialities can be developed through ways like skill, and skill we have bifurcation through creativity, through attitude, through aptitude, through appreciation. When we talk about values, we have all sort of values. Which are those values? Then it is democratic values, moral values, aesthetic values, national values. And in all these we have one common thing, and that is education. And education is the investment in HRD. Apart from that, we can cultivate how HRD education, how education contributes to HRD. So we have to conduct in-campus activities and out-campus activities. In campus, how you train the students, how the teaching methods, the approaches, the teaching approaches, the techniques of teaching. These are the in-campus activities. Now out-campus activities, what we can do? The out-campus like co-curricular activities, co-scholastic activities. Then we surely have community activities, and all these things helps in the development of an individual, equal to the development of individual. And if there is a development of individual, then what happens? It will equally contribute to HRD. So in education, when we are in a school, we have to conduct a whole lot of things so that we can have the development of an individual. And how we can do? During the schools, we should train the students. We can through our teaching methods, innovation in our teaching methods, then the approaches, kind of approaches towards teaching, then the techniques that we are using in teaching. Okay, when the students do in the out campus activity, which like the co-curricular activities, they in a way that in the co-curricular activity the cultural development can happen, the social development can happen, the values can develop, and in community the same thing, social development of a human being can happen. So whole of these things sum up to the development of an individual, and if the development on if individual is done, then it will surely contribute to the human resource development. Now let us see towards the end what is there. Education as an investment in HRD. How it is an investment? Investment in HRD. So how it is an investment? So it can be like education helps, gives proper channel, it also gives proper progression, it also helps to nurture the values, it also helps in physical, mental, cultural and social development. So what is there? If we talk about education as an investment in HRD, which are the proper education is a proper channel. Number one, it helps in the progression of a country. It helps to nurture the values, and apart from all these three things, it helps in the physical, mental, cultural, social development of a individual. It also helps to have a good psychological development. So, to wind up to all these things towards the end, I would like to say, like human resource development not only is the development of individuals right from the mature to the immatures, but also the students, the classroom, everything contributes to the development of human resource. So initially, if we start from the beginning itself, then only the human resource development will have a good progression in any country or in any state. So to wind up, I would like to say that education helps to give a proper channel. Number two, it helps in value development. It helps moral development. Apart from all this, it enhances the psychological development, social development, cultural and political development, and overall all these developments, it contributes a good individual. And a human resource means good individual, good human beings that will surely give a progress to the human resource. And that's all for today's lecture. Thank you.
SANDHAN, All Gujarat Integrated Classroom.
સેટેલાઇટના માધ્યમથી જોડતી કડી એટલે સંધાન.